What's up, guys? This is End with another amateur action figure review. Today we have the Digimon Adventure 2021 Bandai Figurized Standard Amplified Machinedramon. This is a kit I have really been looking forward to, as Machinedramon was always one of my favorite antagonists in the original Digimon Adventure. He's shown up quite a bit through the Digimon franchise, being one half of Millenniumon from the Japanese exclusive games post-adventure. He's one of the primary foes you fight in Digimon World Next Order, and he's frequently shown in other games such as Digimon Cyber Sleuth as being a partner Digimon to the, I don't want to call him an antagonist, but more kind of a mentor character in it. Anyway, so this is a very nice looking kit. It's very large for the Bandai Figurized Standard, as you can see next to the Figurized Standard Black War Greymon. He is a bit taller. With the Giga Cannons, it's much taller. But anyway, let's get into the look on it. And he is very nice looking. He's got a lot of these red highlights with silver stickers behind. If you wanted, you could probably leave the stickers out and put some LEDs in here. Get him having some excellent looking, menacing. So we do have his arms are a little bit weak right here. They pop out very easily. But you can easily just pop those back on. He has his Metal Greymon-esque claw here. Or Metal Greymon has his esque claw. I'm not really sure whose data goes where with that. All the fingers are posable. From the highest range you can get up here, lowest down here. You can kind of have it anywhere in between. The hand does rotate. It has a small hinge here and another second hinge here, so you can get it posing up quite a bit. His arm will do a full 360. He has butterfly joints, more for up and down. Can move a little forward, a little back. You can pull him out or push him in a bit. His head, they did a really interesting thing with the model kit here for both the head and tail. They use these black bendy wires, and it's a soft rubbery plastic with a metal wire in between. There's two on each side of his neck and tail, and it gives him like a lot more range than you would think. It's not quite that much, but it's enough to definitely give him like more posability. And then he does have a swivel hinge at the base of his neck. These are a very soft rubbery plastic, so they bend along with his neck. His jaw opens about that far and closes. His Gigadramon claw here opens up. Now, these joints are a little bit weak as well. They tend to pop out very easily, but you can easily just pop them right back in. And there's the interior of the claw. He's got some nice ridges here. I did paint the inside of this a little with a reflective black. It's normally just the same color as this matte dark gray around the side, but I thought it would pop a little more if it had some kind of black finish in there. And this has about the same range of motion as the other one. It has an initial hinge here, swivel, and fully goes up. And as I said, it does pop out a bit, so usually when you're posing the arms, you want to kind of keep this locked down while you're posing it. And you can kind of get this claw turning all the way around if you want. Then he has a hatch on his chest, which actually opens up and reveals either missiles or a bomb, depending on what source of media it is. It's been depicted as a different weapon depending on what media he is from. The original adventure, I'm not sure if this hatch ever opened. I know in the 2020 reboot they used it as a bomb, and I know with Metal Greymon he has his Giga missiles in there, or Giga Blaster. And then we have his Infinity Cannons. Now, these are very nice looking. They're on a ball joint, so you can get them going just about anywhere. You can have them like resting on his back, have them all the way forward. You can have them spread out, coming inward. I do wish he had some kind of blast effects to put in these for his Infinity Cannon, or Giga Cannon, as they said in the English dub. That was a very bad impression, but I'm sure I could jury rig something, maybe using one of the Dragon Ball blast effects with their figurized model kits and creating some kind of rest in here for them to sit on, because they won't fit on their own. As I said with the tail, it does have the wires inside here. It is basically, the wire comes from here, it wraps down, and then it circles back and comes all the way back up here, and then both wires port into the end of the tail piece. This piece had a tendency to pop off, so I did use a little bit of super glue to keep it on with the wires in it. And you can get this swinging quite a bit. It does rotate. And if you wanted to, you can actually port it out and flip it upside down, depending on how you like the tail sort of posed on Machinedramon, because I think he's shown with it facing both ways. And then each one of these are separate segmented pieces that each have the two wires coming through it. Same with the neck. The neck is two wires coming from the sides. It circles around, I think, in this part, and then in the head, the wires sort of bend down to lock in place so they're not popping out. And then he does have a nice little swivel on the waist. He does get some good ab crunching, and he has two joints here, one being up here, one being in here, so you can kind of get him facing quite a bit forward and a little bit back. He does have some nice detailing. He's got the plastic red and blue wires here. His waist, he has just the ball joint with a swivel here, so he has pretty good range of motion. He can get kicking out that far. He can pretty much do a full 360 with his legs, depending if these weren't blocking in the way. His knees, he has two joints, one up here, one in here, and you can get him kicking that far. He does have these skull-like textures on his kneecaps, so when you bend the knee, it does have like a mouth ratcheting open. His lower leg has these little shackles on it that are on a ball joint, so you can get them wiggling. You can kind of have them sort of frayed one side or another, down and up. You can actually kind of use these to lock his legs in place to give him some better standing. Now his feet have a hinge in the middle of the foot, so you can get it sort of tiptoeing or forward. All of the individual toes are on joints, so you can get them going about this high or this low and anywhere in between. And overall, he is just a really nice looking kit. I really appreciate that they are doing some antagonist Digimon figures, as normally whenever it comes to like the Digimon toy line, they tend to focus on more the heroic-like figures like Omnimon, Wargreymon, Metal Garurumon, Gallantmon. So it's nice to have like an actual villain Digimon in the collection. I think the only like true other villain we've had is the Digivolving Spirits Diaboramon, which I have right here. So it is nice to have two full villains in this. For an antagonist look, we also have the figurized standard amplified Wargreymon, as well as the D-Arts Beelzemon. So when it comes to antagonist figures, it seems like these four are the only ones that really exist in this sort of size scale. I mean, there's the minifigures, but when you actually want like posable figures for your collection, these four seem to be the only ones available as antagonist characters. I'm not sure if there's any more in these. I don't think so. I know obviously there's multiple types of figures of Mugendramon. There's a few of Beelzemon. But as for antagonists, it's mainly just these two, and then these two are the only figures of them. But anyway, so to kind of get an idea of the full scale of this, here is a standard 6-inch figure, Marvel Legend Deadpool. The Machinedramon is standing quite a bit taller. I would say he's around the 10-inch mark. I couldn't find a ruler offhand, so I can't really give an accurate measurement, but with the Infinity Cannons all the way up, you could probably get him around the 11 to 12-inch mark. Just to the head, he's about 7 to 8 inches. But he is a very good-looking kit. I'm really surprised about how well the build actually is. He doesn't feel like cheap. I mean, he definitely has that hollow feel, as a lot of the model kit figures tend to do, but he is really nice looking. And you can kind of just get him posed in all sorts of ways. Have him focused on the Giga Cannon. Have him more in a relaxed standby pose. And I just love the detailing on this. I did use a little bit of paint inside the eyes too, as Machinedramon's eyes in the anime tend to be like fully hollow. It's only black inside. They added a sort of pupil in here with a sort of a just gray plastic with the little red pupil, which has the little silver sticker like this behind it, but I'm sure if you took off the sticker, you could have some LEDs, as I said earlier. But he is just a absolutely beautiful piece. And the range of motion on him, I'm just very happy with, because it really gives, like, you can really have him doing some good poses against, say, protagonist Digimon like Mugendramon, or just about any of the either Digivolving Digimon spirits, or original Digivolving figures, or any of the other model kits. He's just really good with the size. I mean, just next to Beelzemon. Beelzemon's in the 5-inch scale, so he looks like a very good size posed with him. Obviously, these two have never interacted in any form of media, but it is just nice to see some of these antagonists getting a lot more better looks than some of the protagonist figures we have. And it's nice to not see them just sort of pumping out another Mugendramon, Metal Garurumon, Gallantmon, as those three tend to be everywhere. But anyway, that is my review for this. I give it a solid 9 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 for a model kit. He's about the $80 range if you find him at normal retail price. Pretty decent value. He may also be around the $70 range. I'm not 100% sure. I bought him brand new online, so I'm not sure if I overpaid on him or not, but he may be towards the $70 range. But definitely, if you're a Digimon collector, I would highly recommend this Machinedramon. He would look great on any shelf, and he would give you a good opponent for any Digimon you want to have in like battle poses. Well, that is my review, and you guys have a great day.